In today's English lesson, we are going to read a news article together. This advanced lesson will focus on very essential vocabulary and grammar you need to know, not only to fully to understand this article, but to participate in the culture of English speaking worlds. We analyze each paragraph. Finally, at the end of the lesson, we read the article so that you can understand the best pronunciations and intonation. So, welcome back to Smile English Learn. Of course, I'm Zeeshan, so get let's started. That first headline is that West Bank's turn. West Bank turn is verb change directions to move in a different directions. For example, turn left at the corner. Turn left at the corner. That first paragraph. Mere days after passing the Gaza genocides, Israel has turned its gun on the occupied West Bank. Passing genocides has turned occupied. Pausing to stop or interrupt an activity or actions for a short time. For example, I will pause the video while we discuss the plot. Genocide, the deliberate and systematic destruction in whole or in part of an ethnic, racial, religious, and national groups. Has turned in example present perfect tense. This tense is used to describe an action that started in the past and continues up to the present moment, or an action that occurred at unspecified times in the past and has a connection to the present. For example, she has turned into a successful businesswoman. Occupied past simple tense that it can be used to in different contexts. For example, the army occupied the last city the last year. Through Israel has been conducting raids in the West Bank while simultaneously carrying out the slaughter in Gaza in the aftermath of October 7, 2023, with the ceasefire taking effect in the Strip on Sundays. Tel Aviv is now free to concentrate its attention on the rest of the occupied Palestinian territories. That important work has been conducted. Raids simultaneously carrying out slaughter in the Strip on concentrate has been conducting. Present perfect continuous tense. This tense is used to describe an action that started before a specific point in the past and continued up to that point. Breakdown had it an auxiliary verb that part ends of have. For example, the researchers have had been conducting experiments for months before they discovered the breakthrough. Raids, sudden and surprise attacks, or searches, often by military law enforcement and personnel. Example: the police conducted a raid on the suspects hideout simultaneously at the same time or simultaneously without any delay or interval. For example, the concert had and the fireworks display started simultaneously. Carrying out to execute, implement, or perform a task, action, or instruction. For example, the team is carrying out a research project on climate change. Slaughter to kill, butcher animals, especially on a large scale, or to kill people brutally or indiscriminately. The slaughterhouse possesses thousands of animals every day. In the strip on, Something is happening are located with a specific geographic area or region, specifically a strip or in narrow areas. The hotel is located in the strip on the beach. Concentrate is a focus on one attentions to direct one mind or efforts toward a specific task, activity, or goals. I need to concentrate on my studies. That next paragraph raids were stepped up earlier this week with around a dozen people killed while residents of the Chin Rufis camp have been forcibly evacuated. Raids were stepped up, have been forcibly evacuated. Step is admetic expression to increase or intensify something such as effort, action, or activity. For example, the team stepped up their training to prepare for the championship. Have been forcibly is a present perfect tense, is more specifically the verb has been forcibly indicate the action of forcing started in the past and continues up to the present moment. For example, the villagers have been forcibly displaced from their homes. Evacuated is to remove people or things from a place, often in an emergency or for safety reasons. The residents evacuated the building during the fire alarm. Removed. The next paragraph, an as a UN official has noted, Israel is applying war fighting methods in the West Bank, while Tel Aviv had cited Hamas as the cause belly for the Gaza rampage. The West Bank is ruled by a Fatah-led Palestinian Authority. This shows that Israel has a problem with all Palestinians regardless of their political affiliations. That important word is for fightings, has stated causes belly, rampage, affiliations. That important word is that. War fighting to act of engaging in combat of military operations during a war. The military has been engaged in war fighting in the region of months. Had cited past perfect tense. This tense is used to describe an action that occurred before another action in the past. For example, the researcher had cited several sources in her previous study. Casus belli is a refer to an incident, event, or situation that it used to as reason or excuse to justify going to war or taking military actions. For example, the sinking of the USS Maine in 1898 was used to cause belly for the Spanish-American War. Rampage. Rampage, a violent and destructive outburst often characterized by uncontrolled or furious behavior. Violent behavior, the angry mob went on rampage, smashing windows and overturning cars. Affiliations is connections, associations, or memberships with a particular organization's group or entity. Professional affiliations, she has affiliations with several professional organizations in her field. The next paragraph, Israel action in the West Bank have every swiftly shattered the illusion that the Gaza ceasefire would bring peace to the occupied territories. The Zionist state, as it has shown over the decades, thrives on conflict, and peacemaking is not a priority for the Israel ruling elites. That important word is shattered. Illusion thrives on. Shatter, to break or smash something into a small pieces, often suddenly and violently. Physical destruction, they dropped, vase shattered in hundred pieces. Illusion, a false or misleading perceptions or impression or belief. For example, the marriage in the desert created an illusion of the oasis. Thrives on is an idiomatic expression to prosper, flourish, or succeeded because of something. She thrives on challenges and always takes on a new project. That next paragraph couple this with the fact that the current occupant of the White House is surrounded by zealous Zionists that the future for the Palestinian does not look good. It is highly likely that Israel will try and annex the West Bank with the Trump administration egging it on. This will likely turbocharge the Palestinian resistance as Arabs in both Gaza and the West Bank fight for survival. That important verse couple current occupants surrounded by zealous annex egging it on the turbocharge resistance. Couple is two people in a relationship. The couple has been dating for 3 years. Current occupant is the person or entity currently residing in, using, or holding the particular position, office, or space. Presidential context, the current occupant of the apartment is a young of professional. Surrounded by is preposition phrase to be circled or encompassed by something or someone. For example, the physical environment. The house was surrounded by a beautiful garden. Zealous is an adjective showing enthusiastic and dedicated sport or loyalty or to a person, cause or activity. She is zealous advocate for environmental protection. Annex is to add or attach something. The company annexed the neighboring building to expand its operations. Egging it owns the admitted expression to encourage or provoke someone to continue or escalate behavior, often a playful or mischievous way. For example, the crowd was egging the performer on, cheering her to do more daring stunts. Turbocharge is adverb to increase power, speed, or energy significantly. The new marketing strategy will turbocharge our sales. Resistance is opposition or refusal to accept something. The resistance of the water made it hard to swim. That next paragraph. It is also fact that the Lebanon case fire is due to expire in a few days, and Tel Aviv has no plan to withdraw from South Lebanon. While Hezbollah may be weakened, it can still put up a fight. Therefore, it may only be a matter of time before the multi-front and resume in the region. That important word is to expire, withdraw, may be put up, may multi-front and resume. Expires, come to an end, to reach, or the end of the period of time, validity are useful. Coupon expires tomorrow. Withdraw is a remove funds to take out money from an account or investment. I withdraw $500 from any savings account. Maybe is possibility some might happen or be true. Example, I may be, it may be raining tomorrow. Uncertainty, a lack of certainty or confidence about something. I may be late for the meeting. potential is something has the potential to happen to be true. For example, this new technology may be the future of transportations. Put up is to erect or construct, to build or set up something like a structure or a tent. They put up a billboard on the highway. Multi-front is a multi-front on areas of focus. In very context, multi-front can mean agging in a battles or operations or multiple front of areas are simultaneously. Resumes is continue to start again or continue something that was stopped in uninterrupted. I will resume my work after lunch. That repeat paragraph is that. West Bank West Bank turns. Mere days after passing the Gaza genocide, Israel has turned its gun on the occupied West Bank. Though Israel had been conducting raids in the West Bank while simultaneously carrying out the slaughter in Gaza in the aftermath of October 7, 2023. With the ceasefire taking effect the strip on Sunday, Tel Aviv is now free to concentrate its attention on the rest of the occupied Palestinian territories. Raids were staged earlier this week with around a dozen people killed, while residents of the Chino refugees camp have been forcibly evacuated. As a UN official has noted that Israel is applying war-fighting method in the West Bank, while Tel Aviv had cited Hamas as the cause belly for the Gaza rampage. The West Bank is ruled by Fatah-led Palestinian Authority. This shows that Israel has a problem with all Palestinians regardless of their political affiliations. Israel action in the West Bank have very swiftly shattered the illusion that the Gaza ceasefire would bring peace to the occupied territories. The Zionist state, as it has shown over the decades, thrives on conflict and peacemaking is not priority for the Israel ruling elite. Couple this with the fact that the current occupant of the White House is surrounded by zealous Zionists and the future of the Palestinians does not look good. It is highly likely that Israel will try and annex the West Bank with the Trump administration egging to it. This will likely turbocharge the Palestinian resistance in as Arab in both Gaza and the West Bank for the survival. It is also a fact that the Lebanon case fire is due to expire in a few days, and that Tel Aviv has no plan to withdraw from South Lebanon. While Hezbollah may be weakened, it can still up to put up a fight. Therefore, it may only be a matter of time before the multi-front war resume in the region. So please subscribe this channel and share and new lesson for the English speaking course. So thank you very much. Please subscribe this channel and share.